Okay, good gracious. I've been sitting here looking at stuff because I was like, I feel like I'm early. And then, don't you know it? I'm a minute late. Darn it. I'm so sorry. Hate being late. Anyway, we'll give it a second so some folks can get online with us. It is gonna be a week. It is gonna be a week, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. It's going to be an interesting week. We know we've got transitions aplenty, right? We have got things shifting all over the gosh darn place, yeah? So, unless you've been living under a rock, you know that the inauguration of the new president in the United States will be on Wednesday. We know that our nation's capital has been besieged by domestic terrorists, and the response to that has been to bring in the National Guard, which seems to be working to keep the peace and to keep protests and such down. And so hopefully that will continue until Wednesday, and that there will be peace for whatever side of the aisle that you're on. That there will be peace on Wednesday, and that is really what we're hoping for a smooth, peaceful transition of power. And we have the conjunction of Saturn and oh darn, who is Saturn conjuncting with on Wednesday? Shoot, I think it's Saturn and Uranus, and it's very amateur astrologer. But there's a lot of energy when we hit those there. There's going to be a lot of energy. So everybody just continue to breathe, to take a deep breath, and to just know that we're going to get through this. We're going to get through it. So if you have not yet seen my post on this page and the post on our Psychic Medium Squares page, I want to be sure to announce, I'll say this a couple of times, I want to be sure to announce that the Psychic Medium Squares group page is closing soon, and we have opened a new page called Psychic Squares 2021. That is on Facebook only. It is not on Instagram. It is an amazing group of psychics and mediums from that we all met together about 1.5 years ago in Virginia Beach, and we just fell in love with each other. We wanted to continue working with each other. We just really wanted to do something, and so we built this group, the Psychic Medium Squares, and it has been a fantastic experience. But our group has been really overrun with scammers. The folks who come on and they say, inbox me for an accurate message. Okay, please understand, no psychic medium who works with integrity is going to say inbox me, because you are all intelligent humans, and if you want more information from me or from any of us, you can inbox us, so you can go to our websites and you can follow along with us, and you can just ask us. We are not in the business of soliciting anybody, anything. So if ever you are on watching some person of any kind, psychic medium or otherwise, and somebody messages you that you don't know that says inbox me for the truth or accurate messages or whatever, please don't do any of that stuff, because it is a total scam. And so really the Psychic Medium Squares group was just getting so overwhelmed with all of that we are going to close that group, and we have already opened a new group called Psychic Squares 2021. And we're still psychics and mediums, and we have a welcome post for you there, a welcome video, and we also have our mentors, our psychic medium mentors, are going to be posting their introduction videos so you can get to know us a little bit, and then we're going to be doing our live group events, which if you've been following along, we do once a month a live group event. We're going to be doing that in the new group, so please join us in the new group. Again, Psychic Squares 2021, you must answer the questions to be admitted into the group. There are rules, there are questions, it's not a hard quiz. Please answer the questions so we can welcome you into the group. Robin, thank you so much. I will also share that Robin and Priscilla have been invited to be moderators in the new group because they always have our back, as you can see in the comments on Facebook that she is just posting up all the information that you need. And we are very excited to launch this new group. Now, our first live event in the new group, Psychic Squares 2021, will be in February. People are still getting their feet back under them in January after the holidays, etc. Thank you, Robin, for posting the link to the new group. And also, speaking of getting feet back under you, so we may or may not be live here together next Monday. I'm having knee surgery on Friday, and it will really just depend on how I'm doing, which at this point I have no earthly idea. So we will see how that goes, and hopefully we'll be able to be here on Monday. If not, I'll really look forward to being with you on Wednesday evening for meditation. We do Wednesday evening meditation right here on Facebook and Instagram at 7 o'clock. We do a short discussion of meditation ideas, tips, techniques, breathing, thoughts, themes, all kinds of different things. And then we do a short meditation around that theme, idea, technique, whatever it is we're talking about that day. So this is really short. We're usually done by 7:30. If you're a beginning meditator, please don't hesitate to join us because this is, if you're an experienced meditator, join us because this may help you think about it in a different way. I feel like a lot of people have this idea of meditation, and that's really I really want to get on top of that. I really want to shift your perception that meditation is not something to be afraid of, and that meditation is not something that you can't do. You can do it because if you can breathe, you can meditate. It really is that simple. And I think we put all this stuff on it, like it has to be this or it has to be that. So join us on Wednesday nights right here, Instagram and Facebook, Wednesday nights, 7 o'clock for about 30 minutes where we just talk about different things and we walk through a guided meditation. I leave you quiet for a little bit so you can get in your own thoughts. But really such a fabulous time to come together and just breathe. And with the conjunction of Saturn and I believe it's Uranus coming together on Wednesday and the United States inauguration of the next president happening on Wednesday, I think by Wednesday night we're all going to need to breathe. So, and I think a lot of people are going to be breathing differently on Wednesday night. So please come and join us for that on Wednesday. Okay, so I think that is, hi Chris, honey. I think that is all of the, hi Doris. Yes, where we have put the new rules and the new questions in place on the new Psychic Squares 2021 Facebook page so that we can be a better filter of who's coming into the group and that we can hopefully keep out of the scammers. And again, I'm excited about having 2 of our members be moderators so that they can help us as well. So very excited for that. And you can help. If you're ever on a video and you see a scammer that pops on, you know, start commenting. I've seen Robin do that before. Get out. We don't want you, you know, just tell them to go away because you all recognizing that, what that truly is will help deter them as well. So, okay, so lots of housekeeping today. So Mondays, here we are. Wednesdays, meditation. Psychic Squares closing soon. Psychic Medium Squares closing. Psychic Squares 2021 open. Knee surgery Friday. So I think that's all of our I think that's all the housekeeping. So let's look at some stuff. I really wanted to start with the chakra cards today because I really feel like it's interesting. I feel like the group collective energy is more grounded, and I think it's very interesting. I feel like the group energy, the collective energy has been more grounded after the insurrection on the 5th. I feel like people really got shook on all sides. And I think people really kind of woke up to different realities, I'm not trying to say different realities. I think people woke up from where they were to have a better understanding from where they thought they were to where they really are. And I think that waking up is really important. And so I feel like I have felt this sort of grounding energy in, and feel like people really not digging in their heels, but really standing in their feet. And I feel like that's a good thing for our country. I feel like that's a good thing for the collective energy, not just in the United States, but for the collective energy of people really planting their feet and saying, I'm going to stand on my own. And so, oh, isn't that so interesting? So I don't know if you've heard me shuffle the cards. I always shuffle them live because I want you to hear that I'm doing it. I don't pre-pick the cards before we meet. I pick them right when we are. And I'm telling you, I want to start with, so this is Colette Baron Reed's Oracle Energy of the Oracle of the Seven Energies Oracle card, and I love her decks. They're so beautiful. But as I'm talking about feeling like the collective energy is being more grounded, this is the card I've pulled, is Waking the Lion, which is all about opening up your eyes and planting your feet and understanding that you have the lion within. And this is really about that solar plexus chakra of the, who am I? How do I see myself? How do I want to be? How do I want to represent myself? How do I want to represent myself to myself? Not just who do I want to be for somebody out there, like in my public persona, but who do I want to be for me, my most authentic self, my truest authentic self, and standing in my feet, standing in my feet. And so really, of course, as this is what we're feeling out in the world, then of course the cards are going to match. Of course the cards are going to match because the cards are geniuses. I truly believe that the cards have so much incredible intelligence. Hi, Bridget. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, let's shift gears. I'm really interested to see which goddesses are going to be with us this week because Lord knows we need some goddess power. And also, when you want something done, you ask a woman to do it. Yeah, I said that. All right, so I'm no matter what your political things are, and I try not to be too political, but no matter what your political things are, I really was just incredibly struck by the images of those women grabbing these age-old boxes, these wooden boxes with the electoral votes, the certificates in them, because in the midst of all the crisis and the fleeing and all of the panic, these women had the presence of mind to make sure to protect those certificates. And I thought that was really so interesting because, people talk about women not being good in a crisis, and I really think that's such a fallacy. So we have, so I love this is, again, Colette Baron Reed, who I really do love following. The work that she does, her images are so beautiful. The artist that she works with is just incredible. So this is the Goddess Power Oracle. And so we have Kuan Yin is the goddess that is going to be guiding us this week, is Kuan Yin. And this is actually really, really interesting because Kuan Yin is the goddess of compassion and having a full heart. And not just a full heart for ourselves, but a full heart for others. And I feel like this is really important because, I feel like this is really important because when we are trying to move forward, okay, and we have 2021 behind us, we are moving forward, we have, again, whatever your political things are, we know there's going to be an inauguration on Wednesday. We know there's going to be this meeting of the planets. We know that, we've had the new moon. So there's been a lot of energy that is moving, and there's been all of this, talk of protests and counter protests and all this kind of stuff. And when we fight against the thing that we don't want, we are actually bringing more attention and more energy to that. And I think I talked about this last week as well. Y'all know me with short-term memory. Once I get a channel and I release the channel, I don't remember what they told me. Okay, so behind me in my desk chair, I sit Yes, Krista, that is how Kuan Yin is spelled. So behind me in my desk chair, I have a little pillow for a little lumbar support. It is a pink Cadillac pillow because I was a pink Cadillac driving director with Mary Kay for about a decade, still a director with Mary Kay. But right now, on my pillow, behind my back, which has been a new habit, is Riley, my kitten. So the kitten is behind my back. You can't see him, but he's snoring right now. And it's just making me laugh because it's the littlest, tiniest little snorty, snoring, purring kitten sound. And so he has taken to wanting to sleep on that pillow behind my back, which is just cracking me up. So I'm sorry, for me to break concentration there for a second, but he's just killing me. Okay, so Kuan Yin is the goddess of compassion. And so what we were talking about last week is when you have something in your life, in your awareness, in your consciousness that you are trying to manifest, when you focus on the fact that you don't have it, you are putting the attention to the universe on the thing that you don't have, the lack of it. So instead of focusing on, I want more of this, we want to feel into the energy of, ooh, little claws, feel into the energy of having it. What will it feel like when we have that thing we want already? So now we're putting out love and gratitude and graciousness and all of those positive, powerful feelings out into the universe. And so we come back to Kuan Yin, who is the goddess of compassion. And so with compassion, we are looking at having the love and gratitude and the compassion for others. So for everything that's going to go on in our country and reverberate around the world over the next few days, this is going to be an important time for compassion because there's going to be people who are feeling all kinds of uncertainty. There's going to be people who are going to feel happy, feel not happy, and people are going to have all kind of emotions, and there's going to be all kind of reactions going on out there in the world. And for us to be able to stay into the place of love rather than focusing on fear or anxiety or being tense. I've heard from so many people who are so tense about what's going to happen on Wednesday. And when we put that collective energy out into the world, we are adding to the tension. When we can put love and gratitude and focus on what we want it to look like. I don't know about you, but the fact that the US Capitol is surrounded by a mile perimeter of fence and National Guardsmen putting themselves at risk, that's so sad to me that we should have to come to this kind of precautions for the installation of the next duly elected leader of this country, for any country. It's very sad to me. And so, you know, I remember many inaugurations through my life of with both parties of joy and hope of what the next generation of leadership in this country was going to look like. And I think that that is really where I choose to stay, is to stay with compassion as Kuan Yin guides, to stay with compassion and to say, look, no matter what is going on out there, I don't want to focus on the fear. I don't want to focus on the negative. I want to lift my energy for compassion and peace and love. And we've talked so many times about, you know, the cavitation of the ripples on the water, right? So let's cavitate with compassion and love, and let's create what we know is just waiting for us. Because here's the thing, the cards are showing us what is really going on out there. We can choose to move into that energy or not. We can choose to move into that energy and allow it to guide us and empower us, or we can choose to put our blinders on and close our eyes and go, nope, that's not what I see. That's not my experience. It's not, I don't believe in that. And guess what? You're going to get more of that. But when we lean into where the cards are guiding us and what the universe is trying to tell us, we harness that power to make those things a reality. So it is our choice of what kind of energy we choose to embody and to hold in our hearts, and what kind of energy we choose to radiate out. And so Kuan Yin is telling us this is a time of compassion. This is a time of love. This is a time of reaching a hand out to a fellow person and saying, I am here for you, and I love you. Even if I don't know you, I don't have to like get close to you within 6 feet and please wear your dang masks, but I can show compassion for you and love for you, even if I don't agree with everything that you are. Okay. And Chris makes an excellent point about having compassion for ourselves. And I think that part of that is for her, but I think she knows me well enough that part of that is for me, because I'm going to need that reminder after Friday, because I'm already going to be like, I'm not a good patient. I'm not a good patient, but I'm so anxious to get this stupid surgery behind me that I'm trying really already to be a good patient. So Chris, you have full permission to remind me of that next week when I'm fully going to need it. So compassion for ourselves, compassion for others, compassion for our leaders, and compassion for our neighbors, whether they look like us or they don't, especially when they don't look like us. Compassion for all things, for our planet, for the animals who live on it, for our loved ones, for people dealing with disease, for people dealing with loss, because don't forget, there's still a whole lot of people leaving the planet right now, and it seems like a whole lot of folks right now are young. We're losing a lot of 20-somethings right now. Not to COVID, but we're losing a lot of 20-somethings right now. So please have compassion for all the places and ask yourself, where can I be a light? Where can I be a light? Because if we're waking the lion, and we're standing in our true authentic selves, and we're standing in our power of being grounded to the earth, and we're allowing that to fill us up, and we're standing in the power that we have and that we can harness, then the next logical question is, where can I share compassion? Where can I bring the light? Where can I be the light? And so having said that, we're going to move to my favorite deck. This is Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle. I want to tell you, I have worked with so many decks over the years, and okay, all right, this does not happen very often, but we have an Oracle of the Seven Energies card that got shuffled in with the Work Your Light oracles. So I noticed right away that they did not match. But of course, the card, because I paid great heed to jumping cards, and I would consider this to be a stowaway or a jumper, but it says Great Big Love. Of course it says Great Big Love, because this is exactly what we're talking about. Of course it does, because when the more you can stand in your power, the more you can share great big love without having to worry, if I give away this love, am I giving away my power? No. If you're standing in your truest authentic self and you're standing in love and compassion, you are empowered by these energies, because love is the most powerful energy of the universe. So you are not, if you are giving your love and your compassion away to others, you are empowering yourself and empowering those around you. You are not giving anything away when you stand in your power and you share that love and light with others. So, ooh, I like that. That card hid in that deck. I like that. All right, so we'll do 2 more shuffles, because I believe in the ritual of treating the cards and respecting the oracles, and I do it the same way every time, because I just feel like that there's the power in it. So I always shuffle 3 times, if you're wondering what all that ruckus is. So we have our first card is okay. So our first card is play. Our first card is play, which reminds us that while there are some serious heavy things that are going on in the universe right now, we don't have to get, as my grandmother would say, all ungablazen about it, which is Yiddish for like mopey and sad and depressed and grumpy and ungablazen. Don't be ungablazen. We don't need to be ungablazen. This is reminding us that with everything that's going on that is heavy and serious, that there is still time to play. There is still time for joy. There is still time for love. Okay, we fill the circle. There is still time for love, compassion, and joy, and bringing ourselves, keeping ourselves in that place of joy elevates our energy, magnifies our energy, helps us have a greater opportunity for manifesting and for cavitating. So when we are radiating love and joy because we're doing something that we love, play is not just get out there and go play on a playground. It's about doing what you love. It's about doing what you love and keeping yourself engaged with things that make your heart happy. Okay, and when we do that, we raise our energy, we elevate our vibration, which means we can vibrate bigger out to the universe, which means we're going to have more of an impact on the people around us. So play becomes a very important card. Okay, so this is the big theme right now, because here comes the next card. It's Dance with Life. Because when we are doing the things that we love and we are living from that place of love or above, when we are living from that place of our heart happiness, and we are treating everyone and everything around us with love and compassion, and then we are really dancing with life, because there are no obstacles. There may be bumps, there will always be bumps, but we have so much better ability to navigate them and step over them and just roll on by. Where are you going? We're shifting, that we can roll on by when we stay in that place of love. And so the more that we can embrace love, standing in our own power, the more that we can embrace. Oh, there's Riley. Come here, pumpkin. Oh, wrong side. Oh, he left. Maybe got a glimpse. Whew, I can move. The more we can embrace standing in our own power and understanding that the guidance is compassion, and having this, all of this is about love, great big love, play, dance with life. Because when we stay in that place of love, all of those things flow. All of those things flow. When we are not in the dance of life, when we are not in a place of compassion and love and gratitude, we shrink our energy. Our energy comes in, our vibration goes down, and we have so much less ability to affect the universe, to affect what's going on in our own lives and in the lives of those around us. If you want to create a pocket of safety and security and manifestation and ease and grace and love and gratitude around you, fill yourself up with that, expand it out. Because remember when we talked about the DNA, and I know some people are new today. Hi, Yesenia. So happy to see your beautiful face. I know some people are new today, but we have talked before about the DNA, and I love this. Maybe Chris can find the article again. It has been posted on this page. There was a Russian scientist who did experiments with DNA. I love this story because I want to tell you, understanding this scientific experiment changed my life about 20 years ago. So this Russian scientist did experiments with DNA, and he found that when they put a DNA strand, you know, the double helix, right, the DNA strand, he put the DNA strand in a vacuum sealed container, and we know that there's no such thing as empty. Okay, there was nothing in the container except the particles of the universe, the little micro particles, right, nano tiny atoms of the universe. And what they found was when they put the DNA strand in there, that the particles of the universe aligned themselves from chaos, where they were just okay, and aligned themselves to the DNA and lined up along the DNA perfectly. And they thought, well, that's interesting. The DNA has influence over the particles of the universe. And then they took the DNA out of the container, and they expected that the particles would go back to chaos, and they didn't. They stayed lined up along the shape of the DNA. Then they took the DNA strand and they put it in the other room, and they took the owner of the DNA and they put them in the other room, and they showed the person videos and pictures of things that were happy and sad and joyous and mad and ugly and happy and all the different things. And the DNA strand in the other room, no longer physically attached to the human that it belonged to, was reactive. And when the images were happy and the person felt joy, the DNA strand stretched. And when the images were negative and sad and yucky, the person felt those things, and the DNA strand contracted like a slinky. Think of it like a slinky. And so when we are sending our energy out to the universe, and we are the radio antenna, and we are sending our energy out to the universe, and we are vibrating at love or above, when our DNA is expanded and our DNA is pulled out because we are filled with love and joy and gratitude, the surface area of the DNA, which is the radio antenna to control the particles of the universe, is magnified so many times because we have more surface area, which means our radio signal that we are sending out to the universe is amplified. when we are not in love and gratitude, and we are small, and we are angry and jealous and fearful and having anxiety and all these things, our DNA closes up like a compacted slinky, a slinky at rest. There's no surface area there. The radio is off. We cannot put our signal out to the universe when there is no surface area to broadcast. When we moved from California to Florida, we drove across the country. We rented an RV. We had a great time with the kids and the cats and all this stuff in the RV. And we went to all these national parks. And one of the things I always wanted to go see, this is a true story, one of the things I always wanted to see in my life was the very large radio telescope array in Alamogordo, New Mexico, outside of White Sands. It's not on the map, okay? It's not on a map. And you've got to kind of know where it is. And we just figured, whatever, we were out in New Mexico because we were driving from California to Florida. Like I say, it's not on the map, but we stopped at White Sands because there's a space museum in Alamogordo, and we wanted to see White Sands because White Sands is where they make selenite. Selenite comes from White Sands. And so we wanted to see, and so we stopped there, we went, and we took a wrong turn. You follow the map of the national park, right? And we took a wrong turn because most national parks are kind of like a figure eight. And we came out on the wrong side of the national park, and we wanted to be on this east-west main highway, and we were on this east-west main highway, and it was a very cloudy day. And off in the distance, there is something. And I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, what is that? It's this big thing. What is that? It was the very large radio telescope array. I cannot tell you. We just happened to be on the road because it is not on the, this was a long time ago, but it was not on the map. And we just happened to make a wrong turn coming out of the national park, and we were on exactly the right road to drive right by the very large radio telescope array. And we stopped, of course, because I had to. I mean, here was the universe giving me the thing that I asked for. And we stopped. They had a little museum. They had a little gift shop. And you can walk out to look at these telescopes, these satellite dishes, and they can put like 100 football fields inside of these satellite dishes, like tractor trailers. It takes semi trucks to move them around. They're on railroad tracks. They're enormous. Enormous. You know why? Because they need that surface area to send their signal out to the deep space, to the depths of the universe, to be able to create and manifest and hear the things that they are trying to find. It's no different for us. We have to expand our DNA. We have to let ourselves be filled with love and gratitude to expand and have the surface area we need in order to create all the things that we want to see happen in our world and in our life, in our bodies, in our relationships, in our finances. We need the surface area. So expanding our DNA becomes mission critical to creating the world that we want. But that only happens when we work from great big love with tons of compassion, where we remember to play and do work that we love and do things that we love that make our heart happy so we can dance with life, because that is what lets us stand firmly on our feet, grounded with the universe, grounded with the earth, connected to the light, waking up the lion inside. I'm called to pick one more card. Because you are a warrior woman or man. Okay, this is not about the feminine. So because you are a warrior, but you are not a warrior for weapons and war. You are a warrior for the lion within. You are a warrior for creating the world and the life and the light that you want to resonate in our communities. Be the light. Today is Martin Luther King Day. And you have the many, many, many quotes that he is famous. That's okay, Chris, don't worry about it. Of the many quotes that he is noted, famed for saying, one of them, it talks about being the light that we want to see in the world, being the change that we want to see in the world. So now's our chance. There has never been a more perfect time. So, questions, comments. I know I went a little bit over. They have me, I got a headache now. They have me lots of energy coming through my brain. So I do want to remind you again of the new Facebook group. And if you're on Instagram, please come over to the Facebook group. The events, the live events are amazing, and we don't have the ability to put them on Instagram right now. So we have a new live Facebook group called Psychic Squares 2021. This is my amazing friends from Virginia Beach. They are an incredible group of about 10 psychics and mediums, animal communicators, healers, card readers. They are incredible. Every single one of them, interesting, different specialties, different areas of focus, and they are all incredible with hearts, that are just so filled with love and a desire to serve. And so we have come together to create a new group called Psychic Squares 2021. Thank you, Robin, so much. Robin is one of our moderators over there, and we are very excited to be shifting away from the original group, which was Psychic Medium Squares, where we have too much spammer, corruption going on. And so that group will close. The Psychic Medium Squares group will close. If you've been following us there, this same group of psychics and mediums are opening a new group, and it's open now for you to join us. And our first live event is going to be in February, and we're already putting up videos and comments, and we are so excited about this new opportunity to work with you. All right, so Chris asks the question, am I trying to do too much, and if so, what should I be dropping? Okay, so right away, immediately, Chris, what I hear in my head is something about something that's hurting your legs. And so whatever activity it is that you are doing or task, because I know you build a multitude of businesses, truly amazing. But whatever it is that you're doing that when you finish doing it, you're like, dang, my legs hurt. That's the thing that should sit on the shelf for a little while. When I'm not ever going to tell somebody that, drop it forever unless it's toxic. Humans have free will, and it's up to you how you want to interpret the information that we share. But it is so important that if something is causing pain or it feels toxic to you, that should definitely go. And so Chris, when I ask that question out loud, the first thing that I hear is something is hurting your legs, and that whatever it is that you're doing that is causing you to either sit too long or is causing pain in the legs, that should be something that can put on the shelf for now. Okay, I'm not hearing forever. I'm hearing put on the shelf for now. And there's also something about tracking. Like, I feel like you're trying to be accountable, and in that I want to say tracking yourself to overwhelm, and that like over organizing, and that being so dedicated to the organizational process and to the tracking process that we're missing the bigger picture. And so I'm hoping that makes sense. So it's not that I feel like that you're necessarily doing too much, but I feel like we're having the emphasis being so much on the organizing of it that we're missing out on the joy of the doing of it. So hopefully that's something that helps you. Victoria, can you have a jumper card? Of course you can. Yes, of course you can. So let me reshuffle the cards because I want to make sure that this is a shuffle for Victoria. Anytime a card hops out of the deck of its own volition, like it just flies out of my hands, those are jumper cards. So, and that happens every once in a while where a card just, where I drop the deck or I drop the card and it just sort of has a mind of its own. It just flies out of my hands. So barring that, I'm just going to pick the card for you. So the card for Victoria says, you are already doing it, my friend. This is the card for Victoria. You are already doing it. So whatever it is that you're doing that is bringing you joy, my friend, stop doubting yourself and allow yourself to lean into it. Stop doubting, allow yourself to lean into it. And the things that are not bringing you joy, perhaps those need to go on the shelf for a little while as well. But the things that are bringing you joy, lean in, lean in. Ooh, something feels weird here. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Okay, so we also have the take a break card. We also have the take a break card. So as much as people, and I feel again, people have been super on edge. So allowing ourselves, we've had so much focus on play and compassion and following your heart and doing what you love. Make sure that you're not overdoing it. And so this comes back to Chris Judd, who asked if she was doing too much. And so the take a break card comes up. So color code a spreadsheet to organize my work with the various businesses so that part totally makes sense. Okay, so I want to say to you, in the take a break card, Chris, I want to say to you about maybe on your 6 most important things to do list, maybe make sure that there's just 6 things on that list instead of 36. So maybe dial that back a little bit. And as you were talking before about compassion for self, make sure that you're practicing that. Make sure that you're having that compassion for yourself where you are not overworking yourself, where you are, and this is good for all of us, where we are not working ourselves into exhaustion. Okay, everything is it can wait till tomorrow. Do what you can do it mindfully, do it with joy in your heart, and then remind yourself that it's okay to take a break. Having said that, I do want to share, because I have been practicing that of which I just preached, the online course for becoming an empowered empath. It is about to be done, and we're going to send it to the beta testers this week. And I am so excited that we're going to be able to launch that for you in as soon as my surgery is done. So we are really, as soon as I'm recovered from the surgery. So look for that at the beginning of February. So excited for that. It is an online course. It's got 8 modules in it. It is hours of information and PDFs and all kinds of fantastic tools for you to learn to become an empowered empath. So if you are somebody who feels like you have, you are over emotional, oversensitive, you're just overwhelmed by what's going on around you, and you are just not getting like through your day without just being completely exhausted and stressed out, you might be an empath, and learning how to become an empowered empath may be exactly what you need to be able to live your life with love and in peace. So Marisa, I'm so delighted to welcome you. Thank you so much for coming. It's so fantastic to see you pop up. So thank you for joining us. All right. Any last questions, comments, concerns? Remember, Psychic Medium Squares is closing. Psychic Squares 2021 is opening with all of my amazing friends. Come and join us. We are so looking forward to seeing you over there. There are rules. There are membership questions. You got to answer the questions, agree to be a good behavior, and you'll be popped right into the group. We are so looking forward to seeing you. Join me Wednesday for meditation, 7 o'clock. And then remember, next Monday is a maybe because we just got to see how I'm doing after surgery. Victoria says, I'm wondering if I have the gift of hearing spirits and exploring palm reading. Absolutely. So that's awesome, Victoria. Palm reading is cool. Palm reading is cool. That is like, it is so intricate and detailed. I've taken some palm reading classes. It's really fascinating. But me with my short-term memory, I can't remember all that stuff. But palm reading is accurate and really cool. So, Victoria, I look forward to hearing how that goes. If the window is still open, card for my friend Jill. Absolutely. I will stay extra for a card for my friend Jill. Absolutely. You betcha. Jill is also a fantastic medium. And Jill, do you want to post your group? Jill runs a fabulous group for empathic empowerment. And she is one of the most beautiful souls that I know. So Jill, if you want to post your group, feel free. A link to your group, and I will pull a card for you. I would be honored. Let's see. Leap. My dear, and this is the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light Oracle, so leap. And I feel like this is fantastic for you because I know that you are on the cusp of greatness in your world, and I know sometimes that we feel, should I, shouldn't I? And so I want to give you that reassurance of the cards. And you heard me do the shuffles with Jill in my mind, and the card that comes up is leap. So whatever it is that you've been contemplating, jumping off and taking that step forward, it doesn't have to be leap off a cliff. But whatever it is that you're looking at taking that step forward, my friend, I strongly encourage you to take it. This is a great time for you to move forward. So, and I look forward to hearing more about whatever that is. And I send you all my love and blessings. So, empath support connection. Jill, if you go to open up a new tab, go to Facebook, pull up your group, the main page of the group, copy the URL, plop it back in there. We would be thrilled to put up your group. It is called Empath Support and Connection, and Jill Aman is the leader. She is fabulous. So that's a great place, if you feel like you're an empath who needs some support. Alexis Wilson, absolutely. Alexis Wilson, I want to tell you, stay grounded, my friend. Get grounded is the card for you. Get grounded, stay grounded. I feel like maybe you're worrying about stuff that you don't have control over. And we don't do ourselves any good when we are worrying about stuff that we can't fix, change, or control. The best way to approach those things is to be able to say, I release this to the universe, and I know that the universe is going to work this out for my highest and best good. Now, that doesn't mean there's not going to be bumps or hiccups, but it does give the power to the universe to work it out for your highest and best good, and that is what we're looking for. So apparently that makes sense for you. Awesome. My pleasure. I want to thank you all. I want to thank you all so much. You are a beacon of light for me. And even if I'm having a tough day, I'm always looking forward to coming and spending some time with you all. I really hope to not miss you next Monday, but it's really going to just depend on how I'm feeling. I know me as an empath, drugs and medications tend to stay in my system for an abnormally long time. So hopefully we're going to have an easy surgery, an easy weekend. Thanks, Chris Judd. There you go, Jill. Chris found it for you. And we'll be back together next Monday. If I am not able to be here on Monday, because if I am dealing with pain medication or pain, I am not a good channel. And so if that is the case, I will post a note that says, spiritual maintenance, and we'll be back in a week. And so I appreciate your love and support and understanding with that, because I'm very excited to get this surgery behind me, and I will be crossing my fingers that we'll be able to be together on Monday. And if not, we'll see you the following Wednesday for meditation. So join me here. Join me right back here on Wednesday at 7 o'clock, and have a fabulous week. And just remember, all things work together for good, even though it's going to be a little weird until Wednesday night. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Sending you all so much love. Thank you all for spending some time with me today. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon.